So, thank you very much, Anna and Sam, for inviting me for this session. Uh, so, my name is Sherry Liz, and I am working as Azure Developer Engagement Lead at Microsoft, which means that I am like the kind of point of connect between the developer community and to Microsoft. They're trying to analyze what you all need in order to learn and use our products, and then reflect all of that into our scaling plan. So, apart from my daily work at Microsoft, I am the chairwoman of a nonprofit association which is called Hack Your Future. The Hack Your Future, what we do is helping people from disadvantaged group that they have zero or limited access to the education system here in Denmark, and take them through a 7 months intensive course to learn all the skills that they need in order to join a job market as web developer. If your company ever wants to support such an initiative, the best you can do is that to hire a graduate or give them a chance to be an intern at your company. You can either contact me. I mentioned my Twitter handle there, and my DM is open, or you can just go to hackyourfuture.dk and then find more information about this. And as Anna mentioned, I am organizer of a couple of different initiatives such as NG Viking Conference, NG Spain, which is actually one of the organizer, and the main person in charge is Anna. And then also NG Copenhagen, which is the Angular meetup. And recently I started an initiative with one of my colleague called Cosmos Jack, which is called the Dev Show, which is a weekly event every Tuesday at 4 o'clock in the European time zone. We have one speaker, one topic, and we have a deep dive on that. Okay, enough about me, and then let's start with a short demo. So this is the kind of the fantastic UX, as you can see here, that I have this app. What I can do is I take a picture and okay, you see that it analyzes it is most probably I'm smart. I don't know. So this is an app that we can actually we are going to build together. Let me try again and do another. So, so okay, it's kind of that. It's more accurate right now. So we are going to go through this through the presentation together and find out how I created this app. Let's go back here. So let's just start from scratch, and then kind of that have an overview about that. What is AI, ML, DL, and ANN? So these are abbreviation that you might have heard, and then I want all of us to go through the kind of the a quick introduction about each of these two, and then have a bigger picture that how actually in reality they are related to each other. Let's start from the first one, which is artificial intelligence or AI. If you search on internet to find out what is artificial intelligence, this is one of the kind of the most common description that you get from this, which says that AI is a simulation of human intelligence processes by machines. These processes include reasoning, remembering, learning, and self-correction, which basically means that we want machines to behave like humans. We want them to learn things and remember what they learn, and then make decisions just like us in the different situations, and apply the learning that they gain. And if we go to the machine learning, Arthur Samuel in 1959, yet long time ago, it says that machine learning is a field of computer science that gives computer the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed, which means that simply we want to give that AI ability to the machines by different the codes that we write, but this code that is going to be written, it can't be full of different, let's imagine, if statement. Just think about it, that if we wanted to make a decision and then analyze everything around us with multiple different if and else statement, how many of those we have to write? So there need to be a better way to write codes that we for these situations. So if we go here in this situation, that I mean, you see that when I look at this picture, I see that there is a dog and there is a cat in this picture. Without I kind of that I knew this dog and cat before, just because I seen similar animals in before, so my brain can recognize that there is a dog and there is a cat. So this is the ability that we want to give to machine. And we can apply this by different techniques. And I listed some of them here, like artificial neural networks, deep learning, Bayesian networks, clustering. There are more techniques here, but these are some of the well-known ones. For example, artificial neural networks, it simulates the way that our brain works. And deep learning is going through the layers and layers of learning, and the output of each layer is normally the input of the next layer, and and it goes on. I can't give you very deep description about each of these this algorithm, because I am not a data scientist. But in the different situation, you use either one or combination of these techniques to kind of that to have your application written. So this is a big picture. So artificial intelligence is a kind of that is the whole, and then we actually we give ability to machine learning to behave like a human by applying these different techniques. So this is our big picture. Okay, so let's go to the machine learning and then find out that how or what is it actually the scenario that I'm trying to describe here. We normally have a data. Let's imagine that that we want to teach machine to recognize a dog. So this data that we are sending there, they contains the pictures of dogs. And that is called that. So it means that the data has a pattern, and that pattern is having the pictures of dogs. And we are using one or combination of these algorithms to find the pattern. So it means that we kind of that we want to find the dog, to find out that actually how a dog looks like. And we have to go through this process again and again and again till we find a model which tell us that how a dog look like, so it can recognize it. And this process of going through this algorithm, I mean, by this algorithm, go through the data to find the patterns. It's This is the part that it is referred as a training. And you might have heard people are saying that I'm training my model, which means that they go again and again through this data to find the patterns. So once we have this model, then we can have an application that to talk to our model. We can send a picture of a dog and say that is this a dog, and then it will say yes or no, because then by this point it knows that what how a dog look like. It might sound pretty rosy and simple, but there are a lot of challenges. For example, having a collection of the data that contains all the scenarios, even the edge cases. In our case, for example, a dog that looked like a cat. I have one of them. Or a cross dogs. So we finding a kind of a data that is represent the kind of that all the cases. It is not that easy. And the other one is that create and test this algorithm and then find out that which of them to use when. This is also not so easy because our cases can be more difficult than what kind of that what you can imagine. And we have situations like this. That's is this a chihuahua or is it a muffin? So even me when I look at this picture, I kind of that in one look I can't find out that which one is what. And then we have to test and verify all of these results. So this is actually not always so easy. And the other one is that exposing the model to the app is also kind of that it's possible. I don't say that it is not possible, but making sure that our application is fast enough, it can scale it anytime, and also the endpoint is pretty secure. These are a lot of kind of that overhead that is there as well. So, is there a better way, or we can say that is there an easier way for kind of that to go through this process? Yes, we have Azure Cognitive Services. That's a collection of all the kind of that different services that we have for the different scenarios that is taking care of the whole that whole part for you. It will come with a pre-trained model for scenarios that I discussed. That, for example, recognizing a dog, it comes with a predefined data set. So they are kind of that the model that they already trained. And all you need to do is that you use the REST API to talk to these cognitive services. And of course, when you have a more complicated scenario than I explained, you can train your own model there as well and customize it in the way that you want to. So, and it sits, and you can say that it's a kind of that, you can say Azure Cognitive Services is a machine learning as a service, and it sits on Azure. And so then it will take care of the security and take care of the scaling up and scaling down for you. So you don't need to be worried about that either. And we have currently we have this group of services that the decisions, speech, language, vision, and search. And we are not going through all of this. What we are going to go through is the vision API, vision services. And so under the vision services, we have computer vision. So you can say that when you have a picture like this, it can tell you, it can describe it as a human. That is, say that uh, four men standing there, and if there was something in the background, maybe there is a tree, it can also recognize that as well. And everything comes with a probability, I mean the confidence level between 0 and 1. And if it is pretty confident, it will give you a result with a kind of that score 1. So I'm pretty sure for a man there. Or then 0 is I have no clue what it is. So it comes everything with that, and it comes with all the different things that it find in this picture. And video indexer, you might have seen a video on Twitter some time ago that was a guy with a violin that going from the room to room, and it recognized all the objects there. So it does that. So you can say that it's like it's more or less like a computer vision, but in the live kind of that stream of video. And the Face API is the one that I used, that you send a picture or a URL and it will recognize the face. For example, it can guess the age and the position of the face. We're going to look at it slightly more in depth later on. And ink recognizer, that's a cool one that you can kind of that draw an object and kind of that it can recognize those, even the handwriting and those ones as well. And a form recognizer, that's a very useful one that if you scan kind of that, if you take a picture of a form, it will return you a JSON with a key value. And just imagine that how easy it can be that to go through the analyzing of the form. And custom vision, it gives you ability to customize that. For example, you can tell that, okay, this is not a four-man standing there. These are four stormtrooper. You can teach them to kind of recognize the stormtrooper here. Okay, so how to use it? It's pretty easy. You need to go to the Azure portal and then create a service, one of the cognitive services. In our case, for example, Face. And then if you want to customize and train your model on your own, you can do it. Otherwise, you can skip it and then call the REST API from your app, because that's so easy. That's so simple. and then parse the JSON as you need the result, and then use it in your application. Okay, let's do that. So we are going to use the Face API. So I wanted to kind of that to show you. This is a screenshot from the Face API page. That it will show you that you can have all of these different faces, and then you can see that it has a kind of a rectangle here, and it show you the position of the face, and it can be definitely more than a one face here. And it will here is also, you can see that the confidence level. Oh, sorry, it went here. So it's a confidence level that what it found there. And then in order to do that, to use this cognitive services, this is actually one of our services that you can create a trial account without even using your credit card. You can go on the free trial and use it as you want to, and then whenever you want to actually use it in a production, then you can put your credit card there and then have a pay as you go. So this is what I created here on the kind of that Azure portal. I just created service, and what it gives me an endpoint here, and there it gives me a kind of that like the API key that I have. And one thing is that you can always use kind of that Postman if you haven't used it before. I always use it when I want to interact with the endpoint, and to until the time that you know that what you exactly get from there. So in the Postman, if you wanted to test it, you need to put your URL there, and in order to use the detect function on the Face API, I put a link there to the Face API documentation. You can see every detail there. But in this case, you need to have your endpoint that you got from here, from the Azure service, Azure portal, and then with a slash face and version 1, and you need to run the detect function to detect the face. And the parameter that you post there, one of them it is the return first landmark. What it does, that if for example you're standing in front of an Eiffel Tower, that it can recognize the Eiffel Tower there for you. And the other one is that return first attributes, and then there you can just say that, okay, I want to have the age, the gender, small, glasses, emotion, facial hair, anything that you want to that you wanted to detect there. And the other part is that you need to set the header, that content type. If you are sending an image URL, you can just keep it as the application JSON. If you want to send a file, you should remember that it needs the octet stream. So it needs to have like uh, you need to convert your kind of that your image to the binary streams and then send it there. And you need to use your API subscription key there as well. Okay, once you submit that, this is the type of JSON that you get from there. Where I am interested is that the kind of that this part, which is the face rectangle, which shows that the position of the face, and then this emotion one. So here you can see that it was an absolute smile, because it said the smile is 1, which is the highest confidence, and the happiness mood is also there. So it was a very smiley picture. Okay, so let's say that what I did in my application. So what I created, I mean, I already showed you that how my fantastic UX is. That what I have there is kind of that a video element there, a button which called the capture as soon as I click it, and then I have a canvas here, which is actually is draws the image with the emoji there. And I used an Angular application to Angular framework to write my demo. And in my camera component, what I did is that I kind of that I created a template reference to with the help of ViewChart, to be able to have the reference to these two native elements of video and canvas there. And then after that, I put kind of that like the default setting. I put it there. These are for my video tag. I will show you later. And here you can see that it's facing mode, which is environment. It means that it detects what is the default of that environment. If it's on a mobile, it will be like the face video. Sorry, the other camera side. And then if it's the laptop, it's going to be the face one. And then I needed to actually use the Angular render function in order to set this native API's property. I will show it later. What I did is that as soon as the component was initiated, I called a start camera function. What it does literally, it waits for the user to give consent in order to use the camera. If the user said yes, what it does, it will set, if you can see here, that it will set the constraint that we passed it, and then it will run this attached video and then bind it to the camera. So what it does in that kind of method, it literally start the camera, the video element with the those constraints that we send it. Then we will have like a live view of the camera. Like here, that for example, if I was just moving my head, so it would be more than just a picture. And I put the link here to the stack place. All my demo is on the stack place. You can go and check it out. And so after here, we have the live view of our video element. Now we need to do one more thing, is that because we want to create actually the canvas based on the video, we needed to kind of that to add some listener there as well, to get the height and the width of the canvas and more property from there, so we can use it later, which I added it here to this attached video stream. Okay, now we're ready to take the picture. We click on capture, and the capture method is going to be executed. What it does, it gets the property from the listener that we got there, and then it will add it to the canvas. So it will literally, what it does, it will just, whatever that it was in that video by that time, it draw it in the canvas down. But that is not enough for us, because that would be like that you just got a screenshot of the camera view and then put it there. We want to do more. So the next step for us is that to convert that canvas to an image. So it's the first line that we draw here. So it will just create that canvas and create an image out of that canvas. Because what we want to do, we want to send that picture to the Azure Cognitive Services to run the face detection. So, but remember that it needed to have the octet string. So there is a ready-made service that I didn't invent it. So I send this PNG that I created from there. Then the result is going to give me like an octet string. And now we are closer. Now we need to send this one. Actually, we need to run the detect emotion, send it to the Azure, and then detect all of those emotions. So we have this detect emotion method. What it does, it gets this kind of that image as a blob here, and it sets the headers, and it will post it to the cognitive services with the header that we had there. When it is back, all we have is the JSON as I showed you, and we are sending that JSON to a class which is already there, and that one, it will return us another JSON which contains that emoji there as well, and it will draw it on the face. I am going to show you that file. Let me just show you here because it's there. I don't want to kind of go through it because this is something that it is there. I haven't created it. So what it does, that is kind of that it has this emoji calculator. Sorry, not this one. So these are the kind of that the emojis that it will get all of those emotions, and then it will tell you that this one, I guess I might need to make it a slightly bigger so you can see. So it can say that, okay, this one, if it is kind of that it received a kind of that then a JSON like this, then this is our emotion. And then we will have poop, we have a smartie, we have unicorn. So it will send this emoji kind of that this JSON back here, and it will receive this emoji as a kind of that as a result. Let's go back to the presentation. So we see that what we did here. Okay. So yes. So now we have the emoji, and this method that emotions. For me right now, it is the position of the emoji on the face, that rectangle, and the emoji icon. So we need to kind of that we need to now draw it on the face. So because remember we already had that canvas that it has the page, the kind of that the face there. Now we need to draw that emoji that we got exactly in the place of the face. So it's pretty simple. First we need to get a reference to our kind of that to our canvas. And I told you that we might have more than one face in the page. So we need to go through each of the face. What it does, I have here a multiplier in order, I will show you later, because I guess that how big should be the emoji, because it differs that if I'm closer to the camera or back, so the size of my kind of that my face changes. So have some calculation there to kind of that guess that which font size we have to use here for this scenario. And then here what I did is that I said that, okay, this is the emoji that I had, and this is kind of the left, and then the kind of that the top and right, and then just draw it for me there. And then in that case I could just create the application. So let me show you again. I mean, you can scan this QR code to go through the stack please, and then try it on your own as well. But let's try it here. That you see, if I come closer and I try to be sad, was not sad enough. And if I go kind of back and try to be happy, then it kind of that it can also, you can see that the scale and everything also works. So this is actually, I know that it's a pretty simple scenario, but you definitely can do more with this application, with these services. Let's go back to the presentation and finish it. Because I mean, this was pretty simple application, but what you can do is that you can use it to get actually to do something more useful than an emoji. In If you go to ai.lab, you can see really interesting project that has been done with the help of cognitive services and a little bit of more of a machine learning with a kind of the custom version of it. And one of them is a snow leopard trust. They could find out that with the type of pattern of the skin of the leopard, the snow leopard, you can find out that because they are very unique, like our fingerprint. So they could count and then find out that where they do the movement in order to kind of that to help them to not go extinct. And then the other one is that the snippets inside. That's also interesting one. It's been done by some of the interns at Microsoft. If you send an application, I mean a picture, it can tell you that, for example, in this page, that where you get the similar T-shirt that is here. So there are a lot of things that you can do. Sky is your limit. So I really encourage you to try these different services that is there, and then create your own application. I would say that that was kind of that the end of my presentation. I have one thing here for all of you. We are we at Microsoft, we created a project which is called Azure Heroes. It's like a community project that we run in order to say thank you to you for learning our services and our technology, and then use it. And even sometimes that and even some of you that you go extra miles to do the things for the community by organizing, by sharing your content. So we want to say thank you. We created this program that we are giving you like a different badges, and it's they are unique. They are based on public blockchain in Ethereum, and you can get them this summer learner as a instead of going out and enjoying the sun, you decided to sit here and listen to us. So you can scan this one. If you never had an Azure Heroes badge before, you need to install a wallet, which is from our partner Engine, because these are kind of that the wallet for using your digital currency. And if you want to learn more about this, you can go to aka.ms/azure.heroes, because and find out that how you can get the other badges that we have there, or nominate yourself or your community friend for some of these badges. And my slide is also already online now. You can get them. And yes, thank you very much for listening to me.